So as humans we tend to behave quite cowardly and we like to pass on the responsibility onto other people. And this is exactly what we do with world figures and the world society in general. Let's say that you have two groups trying to build a house each. The first group puts all of their emphasis into building a very strong pillar that no matter what, it won't come down. And then the other group makes 10, 20, 30 pillars to lift that house up. They're all decent pillars, they're not, they've got areas of improvement, but they're helping each other up and they're sustaining that house. Now, what happens? Life happens, and that strong pillar can come down. And now what? We gave all of our responsibility away. We look at this pillar and we're let down. We say we spent all of our resources to help you be stronger. If it was in my power, then I wouldn't have failed, I wouldn't have crumbled. But you did. And you were the one in responsibility, you were the one with all of the power. But the thing is, the pillars can be rebuilt, and so you rebuild them up. So that strong pillar, we can just build another strong one up. And let's see if it lasts longer this time. What about the other group though? So in the other group, a few pillars did go down, and in the process that they were building themselves back up, well, the other hundreds of pillars just had to shoulder a bit more weight. And that's everything, right? In the meantime, the other pillars, well, they were smaller as well, so they were actually easy to rebuild in contrast to the one strong pillar that was meant to be, I don't know, just immortal, whatever. What do we expect, right? So if you haven't caught on, what I'm addressing here is putting all of our hopes on somebody versus saying, hey, let's become a community that strives to be stronger, better together, and let's foster each other and build each other up. And if somebody fails, if you're having a bad time, my neighbor, no problem. I will shoulder a bit more weight for you because the person next to me will also do that. And altogether, it won't be much of a difference. And in the meantime, that you have some time to recover because you had a tragic accident, the economy crashed, because blah 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 happened, it's fine. We'll help you. But what about the other group? The other group put all of their belief, hope, and they gave all of their responsibility to this other person. Let's take people like Andrew Tate. Let's take people like Hamza, right? People that are on self-improvement, which I really like. They make a mistake. I stopped watching Hamza a long time ago when he was on 200,000 subscribers or something like that. I'm not sure what happened. Something to do with he stopped making his regular content and then he was making longer videos all of a sudden, but he also stopped doing that. And I think anyway, I watched a few videos that popped up about how Hamza failed everyone, whatever. He kept changing his mindset. And I realized, or I thought rather, what a lack of accountability. How pitiful. How disgusting. Because the little amount of videos that I watched from Hamza, they were good, right? They taught men how to be more masculine, whatever. Overall, his message was great. He gave good lessons. And then what happened? Well, people started relying on him to become this prophet-like figure. He's just another person. He makes mistakes. We all make mistakes. We're all hypocrites. We all do this, we all do that. But we're all just trying to make our best effort. Why would we criticize the one pillar instead of saying, you know what? I'm not going to force this person to have to be so great because I don't want to bear any responsibility. I'm going to take my portion of responsibility, not any more, not any less, and I'm gonna hope that the person next to me does that as well. And I'm not going to give all of my responsibility away to another person. If we just did that, that would already be great. We wouldn't have to build one pillar that was immense because so many people lack accountability, because so many people aren't disciplined enough to do ABC. And look, you're in a dark place and you need teachings, that's all fine, but don't turn on a person and say, this person is a hypocrite, this person is blah blah blah, just because they have not managed to remain as high as they could to that standard that you gave to them. And I've realized in some sense I've been doing the same thing. This is essentially all criticizing, and in my own head, not really publicly, but I've been criticizing Sneeko a lot because he's Muslim now or whatever, and I also became Muslim a while back. And then I just saw the things that he was doing and I was like, how can this guy be still be hanging around so many girls publicly, do this and that? And then I thought, what am I doing, man? Who am I and in what position am I to criticize another when I have so much to fret about my own lack, when I have such a long path to walk, to go through? And if I am expecting people to fail me, if I am expecting that their intentions are negative, what's my world going to be like? A lie. My world is just going to be me against everybody. But what if instead I just took some peace for myself and I said, alright, this guy is genuine, he actually cares, and good for him. But because in the first place I am not basing all of my hope, all of my responsibility, I'm not giving it to him. If he fails that innocent thought of mine that, oh, you know, he's genuinely a nice guy, then that's not a problem at all, because in the first place he's not in control of my life, because I am in control of my life, because I am in control of my responsibility and my world, right? If I don't want people to be promiscuous, I should be the first one to do it. If I don't want people to be degenerates, then I should rectify myself first. If I want people to be more hygienic, then I should be hygienic first. But it is far easier to just say, we'll build one pillar together. Well, look at this pillar. And when the pillar crumbles, even though we put so much effort into it, we're all going to be mad. And we're all going to blame it. Well, no, that's very cowardly. And it's not how you'll be proudest of yourself, of living anyway. So what can we do? Whenever you hear a snapping of the fingers, make sure that you fix your posture and you take deep breaths into your diaphragm from your nose. Enjoy the video. We need to have more small leaders, is what we'll call them. Instead of having one big pillar, have multiple small pillars. Now, what does this look like? Does it look like everybody becomes a mini Andrew Tate? No. Not at all, please. What it does mean is that we all become a little more accountable for ourselves. We all become a little more proactive in the community, right? We want to make a change. Let's talk about a change. Let's not be so cowardly. Let's act out the life that we want to live and that we want to see in others. So let's not complain sitting in our room about how the world is and the government is trying to ruin us and our attention span, and then spend 2 hours on TikTok. No. Let's complain about it if you wish. And go outside, right? Talk to people, advise your friends to have less time on social media. And first and foremost, you in yourself, do not be that thing that you complain about. But don't worry, we all make mistakes and we're all hypocrites. But that doesn't mean that we should remain that way. We should strive to be 1% better every day, right? We should strive to be a little more conscious, a little more self-aware. Chase your passion, chase the thing that you want to do in a courageous manner. If things don't turn out the best way, if you don't become the richest person, does that matter? Don't you want to do the thing that you want to do? Or do you want to do the thing in order to get rich or famous? That wouldn't be the same thing. Your intentions will be all twisted and mixed. You'll be living in dissonance, you'll be living unhappy. You'll be dependent on a certain thing to occur, rather than dependent on you doing a thing. And if that thing takes you to another thing which is also beneficial, then let it be beneficial, but do not be reliant on it. So if you love to make music, start making music, right? Start reaching out to people. Start maybe like, I don't know, make music for free for a video game, for some artist, for some influencer, for whatever. And say, okay, I'm doing the thing that I love to do, and then maybe we'll come in. Or maybe if you don't have any ideas, or you don't have it very clear as to how you can make a living out of doing the thing that you want to do. Normally speaking, and I'll be completely honest, you can get a part-time job, 30 hours a week, chill, that's easy. And then in the rest of your time, or in a big portion of the rest of your time, you can do the thing that you love. I was doing that, and there's plenty of time in your week. I was still hitting the gym, still learning my languages, still doing everything, and I was giving myself up to this other dream and goal and whatever. You have time, and if there's something that you love to do, you definitely have time for it. And living in accordance to your desire, your noble and pure desire of, I want to do something, it will make me happier, it will make me more free in myself, I'll be more liberated, it's what I genuinely want to do. That would be the most inspiring way of living that you could do. That would be your purpose, your actual success, not car, clothes, money, no, f*** all that. And that is how you can become another small leader, and that person can become another small leader. And maybe if you tell another person, that person can also become a little small leader. Encourage them to do the things that they want to do. And that's how I am trying to become a small leader too. Because it's a way of life. It's not just when I turn the camera on, no, f*** all that. It's in every moment of my life. If there's some place with injury, I try to give love. If there's some place with darkness, I try to fill it with light. That's what an instrument of peace does, right? And that's what I want to be. And above all, I want to help other people fulfill their potential. Because you have potential. You have something that you want to do. And I believe and I root for you. And I want to see that thing. And you know who wants to see it more than me? You. You want to see that thing. Start living the life the way that you really want to be doing, outside of the constraints and outside of the expectations and outside of the biases of what you should really strive for and what you should really look for, aim for. No, it's very clear to yourself what you want. So go for it. And if it's not clear, stick around the channel. Maybe you can find that thing. I try to guide people towards purpose a bit more and ways of life and such. And if not, maybe send me a direct message on Discord. It's always open. And we can talk about it a bit more in depth. Again, it's what I want to do. It's just not like, I don't have the time, whatever. Bro, it's what I want to do. Strive to be 1% better every day, and much love.